This is video number 6 in the chemical changes topic. It's GCSE AQA chemistry and it's valid for dual award and triple award students. I'm going to recommend that you have a go at the activities yourself, pausing the video as you go. And in this video, we're going to take a look at some more ways that we can make salts. We've got two that you can already see here that have been discussed in previous videos. An acid and a metal will make a salt and hydrogen. An acid and a base will make salt and water. Now, we're going to start by looking at acids and alkalis. So have a read through, have a think about the activities here. And hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide making sodium chloride and water, the word equation should be quite straightforward. All of the information has been provided, you're just putting it into equation form. For the symbol equation, you do need to know the formula of common compounds, or you need to be able to work them out. So I've got HCl, NaOH going to NaCl and H2O. And you will notice that it's aqueous, 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 but water is liquid, not aqueous, because we're not dissolved in water, we are water. And then ionic equations that we've spent quite a bit of time in earlier videos looking at. Let's start by breaking down the ionic aqueous compounds. So my HCl becomes H plus and Cl minus, NaOH becomes Na plus and OH minus, NaCl becomes Na plus and Cl minus. But H2O is unchanged because it's covalent, so that stays as it is. What I can now do is find spectators, some things that exist on both sides of the equation. I've got Cl minus on both sides, so let's get rid of them. And I've got Na plus on both sides, so let's get rid of them. And that leaves me with the overall ionic equation. H plus aqueous plus OH minus aqueous goes to H2O liquid. And that's a really important ionic equation because in any acid-alkali reaction, any neutralization reaction, that is the ionic equation you will end up with. Now let's consider acids and metal carbonates as the final method of salt preparation. Have a think about the question here. So you can see the general equation. An acid and a metal carbonate makes a salt, it makes water, and it makes carbon dioxide. Well, we know that this is going to make calcium chloride because hydrochloric acid makes chlorides, just as sulfuric acid makes sulfates and nitric acid makes nitrates. I know it will be calcium chloride as the salt because the calcium in calcium carbonate becomes a part of the salt. So the word equation again, all of the information provided. Now let's break down the symbol equation. CaCO3 is solid, HCl is aqueous, calcium chloride aqueous, carbon dioxide is a gas, and H2O is a liquid. All I then need to do is balance it to HCl. So that's actually the end of new content, but there's a few questions here to just test your knowledge of what we've covered in the past few videos. Have a go at completing these tasks, word and symbol equation for each one. So for number 1, it's a metal and an acid, so it's going to make a salt and hydrogen. The word equation, well, it will be calcium chloride from calcium and hydrochloric acid, and then from there, the symbol equation, fairly straightforward, Ca plus HCl goes to CaCl2 plus H2, state symbols included, but I also need to balance it to HCl. On to the second one, and this is an acid and a base, so it makes a salt and water. Magnesium oxide and sulfuric acid will make magnesium sulfate. The rest of it should fall into place quite easily. Symbol equation completed. Double check that to see that you're happy, and the balancing is already done. So now let's move on. Third one. And in this one, it's an acid and an alkali, so it makes a salt and water. Sodium with nitric acid, sodium's in the hydroxide, will mean sodium nitrate is the salt. Now you would need to remember that nitrate ions are -1. Sodium's in group 1, so it's +1, so it's NaNO3. You put all of that together and it's balanced, so we can stop at that point. And finally, we have an acid and a metal carbonate making a salt, carbon dioxide and water. The word equation fits together nicely. Hydrochloric makes a chloride, copper carbonate, so copper chloride. Symbol equation added in. And all I need to do now is balance it. I need 2 HCl. That takes us to the end of this video. Thank you for listening and goodbye.